They couldn't stand watching the other team win in their own house, so Haliburton pushed through his calf injury and still played, and with other guys stepping up, Indiana extended the series, while Oklahoma let their chance at a finals win slip away, so it all came down to a Game 7 for the crown of the season. For the first time in 9 years, the finals went all the way, and both teams were chasing their very first championship, so the final game of the season tipped off. Both sides knew how huge a strong start was, so OKC tried shutting down Haliburton with tough defense. But instead of backing down, Haliburton drained a three, then hit another one right after, showing he was locked in.
One attempt, that one short. Williams tips it, but Mathurin right there to pick it up. Haliburton tries again. Haliburton hits again, his third three-pointer already.
And dropping his third three that early was pretty wild. OKC looked a little rattled by his unexpected barrage, but Caruso came off the bench and answered with his own threes. And those back-to-back shots hit Indiana like a punch. That's why you can never sleep on momentum, man. But just as the game was heating up, a huge twist came.
Toppin. Good contest from Dort. Haliburton falls down. He looks hurt. Here comes SGA the other way. Haliburton's hurt right away when he fell.
Haliburton collapsed while dribbling the ball. It looked almost the same as when he hurt his calf back in Game 5, and he had to limp off to the locker room in pain. Players reacting live to Haliburton's injury. Siakam fought hard to keep Indiana alive, but the vibe in the arena was already shifting to OKC, especially as the Thunder started forcing turnovers, and without Haliburton, Indiana gave up the momentum. Still, Siakam steadied them for a bit, and Indiana leaned on their deep roster to fight back. Caruso kept scoring to hold up the home team, but surprisingly, the level of play wasn't that far apart. Then word came that Haliburton wouldn't be coming back. So OKC attacked, drawing fouls and pushing the issue, doing everything to protect their lead. Their relentless steals from the start just kept coming. Cason Wallace with 3 steals. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was already in double figures, shaping the game exactly the way OKC wanted.
Wallace walks into a three. It's good. Cason Wallace, big.
Wallace, who'd been stealing everything, chipped in on offense too. Then Indiana answered with McConnell's reverse layup over Holmgren. He just went right over Holmgren. And Nembhard's driving layup to keep it tight. That helped the road team survive a stretch where it could have slipped away. Meanwhile, OKC missed their chance to pull away, with Shai's layup getting blocked, and their outside shooting still not clicking.
Scrapping, fighting once again without their all-star point guard. Mathurin drills the three-pointer, and the Indiana pace.
So Indiana finally flipped it with Mathurin's clutch three. But OKC came right back with Hartenstein's and one from Shai's dime, and Dort drawing an offensive foul to retake the lead. Almost. But Nembhard, covering for Haliburton's absence, buried a three, and somehow Indiana took the lead again despite all the chaos. Honestly, that alone showed just how tough they are. Indiana's new big three? Starting the second half, OKC even put Caruso in the lineup, and Dort bailed them out with a rushed three that somehow dropped. Then Caruso's hustle bucket flipped the score again. And their knack for forcing turnovers was honestly insane. So OKC came out of halftime looking really sharp, but J-Dub's bucket didn't count, traveling. And once OKC's quiet three-point shooting woke up, they stretched the lead to their biggest margin of the game, while McConnell, who'd been solid, suddenly coughed up turnovers, a killer blow for Indiana, who'd been barely hanging on.
The spin, the pass, Williams open three. That one bounces in. Timeout, Indiana.
With Jalen Williams heating up, the Thunder pulled further away. Shai's passing in that stretch was straight up beautiful. But Indiana's zombie ball still wasn't dead yet. McConnell, who had embarrassed himself with mistakes earlier, exploded, making up for it with a crazy redemption run.
McConnell, so confident, gets to the rim and scores again.
and the smallest guy on the floor became Indiana's game changer. His 10 straight points were almost unbelievable. But while McConnell boosted the Pacers bench, OKC had Cason Wallace clamping the other backcourt, and the Thunder even forced a 5-second violation, holding their cushion with sheer defense. Honestly, Indiana didn't want McConnell taking that many shots, especially with Siakam only getting 1 shot up this quarter, and OKC stretched the lead to 13. Looking back, you could really feel Haliburton's absence now. Indiana's energy kept fading in a nightmare second half, while Shai's steady play helped OKC push away for good. The Pacers' threes dipped back to average right when they needed them most. If they didn't cut it here, their season was basically over. But it was OKC who stayed locked in. Holmgren started dominating as a rim protector.
SGA splits the defense, kicks it out. Williams, a three-pointer. Bang! 21-point lead. Timeout in.
While Shai, already in double-digit assists, kept creating buckets, and that slowly pushed OKC closer to their first ever title. Reggie Miller looking sad. The Pacers fell behind by more than 20. Siakam finally fought back, but it felt too late, and Mathurin drew some free throws. But that kind of gap isn't easy to erase. Siakam even committed a pretty risky foul on Dort, not called a flagrant though. Indiana inched back with free throws, while OKC, maybe celebrating too early, went ice cold, and the Pacers kept their last hope alive. Mathurin's burst in that moment was really impressive. OKC, no longer feeling safe, leaned on Shai's free throws to hold onto a double-digit lead. But it still wasn't quite time to celebrate.
Rebound tipped and taken by McConnell. Knocked away from behind by Dort.
Boy, the Dort up.
In the end, Indiana's turnovers sealed their fate, as Nesmith fouled out trying to guard Shai, storming off to the bench in frustration.
And the emotions at the opposite end come pouring out of the Thunder.
And OKC shut down the final run to clinch the title. They'd been dominant all season, so their championship felt kind of inevitable.
Now here's your finals MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Shai took home both the championship and finals MVP, joining the list of guys who won MVP plus finals MVP in the same year. A team that KD and Russ couldn't win with, OKC finally grabbed their first title ever, ending a 17-year wait for the franchise. And with their young core on cheap contracts, they look set to rule the West for years to come. Indiana, as underdogs, still pushed it all the way to Game 7, but losing Haliburton to an Achilles injury was too much to cover. And his injury puts next season in doubt too. Hopefully he bounces back quickly. And all love to Pacers fans going through it. Congrats to Thunder fans on their first title ever. And thanks to everyone who stuck around watching this NBA season.